If you're a Xero user, instead of paying bills one by one, you can prepare a bulk payment for bills that have due dates within a close range. Such payments could be for large amounts and, therefore, might be subject to additional approval. To create batch payment requests in ApprovalMax, first, you need to set up a batch payment workflow and activate it. In the Payment Creation section, you can specify all users who will be able to create batch payment approval requests. Requesters can see all bills that are marked as either approved or awaiting payment, as specified in the requester matrix settings. Tick the checkbox "Allow to edit bank account" if you want your requester to be able to edit the supplier's bank account when creating a batch payment. Once the batch payment request has been submitted for approval, it will run through the predefined approval workflow, and the respective approvers will be notified. When a batch payment request is approved, the corresponding batch payment file is created in the connected Xero account against the selected bank account. Now, let's create a batch payment and see what the approval process looks like. At the header level, specify the payment date and the bank account from which you want to make the payment. Then, add your bills to the batch payment request by clicking on the Add Bills button. While adding bills to a batch payment, you can use the Group by Supplier option as a filter. The Group by Supplier form is based on Xero's Aged Payables Summary Report. It groups bills by supplier first and then by the due date. The amount due refers to the remaining amount to be paid. It may decrease if bills are included in other batch payments that are still in progress, awaiting approval or awaiting payment. For each item, you have the option to specify a reference or a bank account for the payment. These details are auto-filled from a customer record if set. ApprovalMax supports partial payments for Xero bills. You can specify the amount to be paid in the payment field. For example, let's say you want to pay your first bill only partially and the second bill in full. The batch payment request will then go through the predefined approval workflow. Once all approvals have been granted, the batch payment is pushed to Xero. Let's see what the batch payment looks like in Xero. Bills that have been fully paid, like the second bill in our example, will have their status changed to paid. The first bill was partially paid, which is why there is still an amount showing. Thank you for watching our tutorial.